Hello everyone. Welcome to MRT Matrix Readers Theater, and I am Sayeda Mahita Binte Masud from Bangladesh, and I am going to be the facilitator for today's session. So the script that I am going to facilitate today is written by me, and so the script is on Cinderella, who is a princess, and there are certain things that I need to share, certain good things that I need to share with you about Cinderella. Is Cinderella was a very confident girl, and in spite of having a lot of adversities from her mother and stepsisters, she fought to be happy because she believed in herself and she believed that she deserves to be happy. Before that, I'm gonna make sure the characters, division of the characters. So narrator, Nazifa, Anastasia, Maureen, Drizella, Tracy, Cinderella, Jannatul, stepmom, Calliope, fairy mother, Charmin, Prince, Tamar, Queen Mother, Divya, Clock, Tracy, other maiden, Celestine.
Once upon a time, a girl named Cinderella lived with her stepmother and two stepsisters. Poor Cinderella had to work hard all day long so the daughter could rest. It was she who had to wake up each morning when it was still dark and cold to start the fire. It was she who cooked the meals. It was she who kept the fire going. The girl could not stay clean from all the ashes and cinders by the fire.
What
Two
a
stepsisters.
mess. What a mess.
And that is why they named her Cinderella. One day, big news came to town. The king and queen were going to have a ball. It was time for the prince to find a bride. All of the young ladies in the land were invited to come. They were filled with joy. They would wear their most beautiful gown and fix their hair extra nice. Maybe the prince would like them. At Cinderella's house, she now had extra work to do. She had to make two brand new gowns for her stepsisters.
Oh dear, when can I?
What can you want?
Well, when will I have time to make my own dress for the ball?
You? Who said you were going to the ball?
What a laugh!
Ha ha ha.
Such a mess.
They looked at me, maybe they see a mess, but I am not that way. And if I could, I would go to the ball.
Soon the time came for the stepmother and stepsisters to leave for the big party. Their fine clothes came to the door. The stepmother and stepsister hopped inside and they were off.
Goodbye. Have a good time. Ah, me. I wish I could go to the ball too. Oof.
But her stepmother and stepsister did not turn around to see her. All of a sudden, in front of her was a fairy.
You called.
Did I? Who are you?
Your fairy grandmother, of course. I know your wish, and I have come to grant it.
But my wish is impossible.
Excuse me, I not just show up out of thin air?
Yes, you did.
Then let me be the one to say what is possible or not.
Well, I think you know I want to go to the ball too, but look at me.
You you do like look a bit of a messy child.
Even if I had something nice to wear, I would have no way to get there.
With that, she tapped her wand on Cinderella's head. At once, Cinderella was all clean. She was dressed in a beautiful blue gown. Her hair was set up high on her head inside a golden band.
Wonderful.
She tapped her wand again. At once, a beautiful carriage came to be, with a driver and 4 white horses.
It is as real as real can be. But there is one thing you must know.
Fairy grandmother told her that all of that would last only until midnight. That night, at the stroke of midnight, it would all be over. Everything would go back to how it had been before.
Then I must be sure to leave the ball before midnight.
Good idea. My work is done.
The fairy grandmother was gone. Cinderella looked around with astonishment. Her hair was beautifully done, and she stepped into the carriage. Her driver and 4 horses before her waited. Thus they were off.
Oh my God, look at that. Look at the lady. Oh my God. Who is she?
Oh,
The ball party at the palace started, but the prince didn't know what to think. Noticing the prince to be lost in thoughts, his mother talked to him.
Why do you have that sad look on your face? Look around you. You could not ask for finer maidens than these.
I know, mother.
Yet he knew something was wrong. He had met many of young women. Yet after he said hello, one by one, he could find nothing more to say. Suddenly the doors opened again and a beautiful lady appeared at the top of the staircase.
Look, who is that? Who is that lovely maiden stepping down the stairs?
The prince thought to himself that there was something about her and he wanted to ask her to dance. So he walked over to Cinderella.
Have we met?
I'm pleased to meet you now.
I feel as if I know you, but of course that's impossible.
Many things are possible if you wish them to be true.
He and Cinderella danced. When the song was over, they danced again and again until the other maidens at the ball grew jealous.
Why is
Why
he dancing all the
all
time with her?
with others?
How rude.
How rude.
All the prince could see was Cinderella. They danced for so long that Cinderella didn't see the clock.
Dong,
Cinderella looked up.
dong,
Oh my, it is almost midnight.
dong. Why does it matter? Dong,
I must go.
dong. But we just met. Why leave now? Dong,
I must go.
She ran to the steps.
dong. I cannot hear you. The clock is too loud. Dong,
Goodbye.
Down the stairs she ran.
dong. Please stop for a moment.
Oh dear, she said as one glass slipper fell off her foot on the stair. But Cinderella kept running up.
Dong. Please wait a moment. Dong.
Goodbye.
Cinderella turned one last time. Then she rushed out the door.
Dong.
The clock was quite. It was midnight.
Wait.
He picked up her glass slipper and rushed out the door. He looked around but couldn't see her blue dress anywhere, but Cinderella left her unique glass slipper.
This is all I have left from her. Somewhere there is the other glass slipper, and when I find it, I will find her too. Then I will ask her to be my bride.
The prince looked for her everywhere possible, and one young woman after another tried to feed the show, but none could feed. At last the prince came to the Cinderella's house.
He is coming.
At the door.
Quick, get ready. One of you must be the one to fit your foot in that slipper, no matter what.
The prince knocked.
Come in. I have two lovely dodo tree to see.
The first stepsister tried to place her foot in the glass slipper. She tried hard, but it just would not fit. Then the second stepsister tried to fit her foot inside. She tried and tried with all her might too, but no dice.
Are there no other young women in the house?
None.
Then I must go.
Maybe there is one more.
Cinderella stepped into the door.
I thought you said there were no other young women here.
None who matter.
The stepmother said in a hiss.
Come here.
Cinderella stepped up to him. The prince got down on one knee and tied the glass slipper on her foot. It fit perfectly. Then from her pocket, Cinderella took out something. It was the other glass slipper.
I knew it. You are the one.
What?
Not her.
This cannot be.
But it was too late. The prince knew that Cinderella was the one. He looked into her eyes. He didn't see the cinder in her hair or dashes on her face.
I have found you.
And I have found you.
And so Cinderella and the prince were married, and they lived happily ever after.
So, everyone, did you enjoy or was the script boring?
I was in the role. I liked my role.
And thank you, everyone, for reading the script so beautifully. And of course, the story was great. You know, it's Cinderella.
I have a question.
Mhm.
You know, in the fairy tales, girls are always looking for the prince, sweep them away. But does it have to be like a prince, you know, because we're thinking of, but what is it that one looks for as in a companionship with a man? And isn't it something that we as women have the power to be able to seek and find ourselves instead of relying on something else to get it?
So this is one of the questions that came to my mind. I already said at the earlier part of the session that do a girl really need a prince for leading a happy life? And in this modern century, we do not get to have a fairy godmother for backups or for prince to be happy in the life. I think we can be independent and and lead a happy life by ourselves with our family. We don't need a prince, and there is not a prince anywhere, I think.
Well, may I? Come to think of it,
Sure.
she actually did a favor to the prince. That's why she had to sacrifice herself just to be his wife. Okay, he was desperately looking for a wife, so she had to just help him. Okay, that's the point. So she is a role model, right?
So I think that I find all these fairy tales very, very depressing as a kid. When I was young, they were fun to read and like a happy ending. But then you grow up and you face reality, and then you realize that the prince, whatever has to happen, you have to find inside you. And no fairy godmothers, everyone, that role is all yours. So whatever you have to live through, you have to be your own fairy godmother, you have to be your own prince. There are no glass slippers around. So I think that's like, and that is what happens when girls, especially as young girls, either we should have had a balance in society when whoever was writing all these fairy tales, so we should have like, half and half. So in some cases, okay, the prince is rescuing the maiden, and the other story should have been where the princesses are doing it. Probably some man from the jungle, and they are rescuing him and they are giving him a better life. So, the gender equality would have happened. But right now, the females are feel ki, okay, their knight in shining armor should be waiting for them, which doesn't happen all the time. So I think that's a little warped. So we should have like, probably we can write our own scripts. So I would love a twist to the Cinderella. Mahita, probably you can change it a little bit, and then you can make something else.
I like that idea. Take that idea and then try and write a male version of Cinderella.
Yeah, exactly. And we don't have to find out a prince for our uh, future life when we'll grow up. We can do something by ourselves to prove ourselves and be better for others.
In my opinion, I say that when a person has just a good self-awareness, just knowing bad sides, strong sides, and weak sides of oneself, then she realizes the true fact and starts so with a person with high self-awareness is happier because she really knows what she deserves. And in this case, I see that Cinderella was too ambitious person, too ambitious, and at the time she, yeah, I have to admit that Cinderella deserved everything good. But if you compare her just a real life to the case of princess, if you compare just those two families, then I'm pretty sure that Cinderella did not think about what challenges there would be at Prince's house. So I think I like the idea of thinking about having our princess, but we should realize the future just problems as well. Without just it was the ambition, I see, and nothing else. I'm pretty sure that so even if I just compare myself, everyone has just our princess in our mind. Everyone has stepmothers. Yes, I do. Really, I don't have stepmother, but I mean literal stepmother who motivated me to become stronger. But you should always just measure your strengths and weaknesses in order not to have future problems. So it's my opinion.
I think I couldn't agree more to that because yeah, she does show her ambition, and she is not afraid to step on others just to go to her dreams. Okay, to fulfill her dreams. I mean, she's not being submissive or subordinate to her sisters. I mean, she might have thought that, okay, I am inferior to them, so I'm not willing to like aim that high, but she actually did. And she managed to get the prince. Okay, that would be the trophy, okay, whatsoever. So it could be actually something about nowadays the chances that someone has to proceed in life and conquer what they've got in mind. Okay, and once again, I am going to stick with my previous opinion view that the prince might also have been in need for her. I mean, she could have saved the prince, okay, herself. So it's like double victory for her now. It doesn't okay, it doesn't have to be like just the girls world. Okay, we conquer, we rule, stuff like that. It could also be like both males and females, as far as women are not subordinate to men. That is okay. So like we're equals, but she was like striving to get her place to this to stardom, to like being one of the best.
When I got married the very day, I just vowed and I promised that I would create a kingdom. And there I would let my husband live as a king. And I have been struggling for it. I have ups and downs, lots of ups and downs with my husband. But if you ask my husband, yeah, he may say that, yeah, I'm a king. But he does not realize. So believe me, he does not realize that I'm queen. He believes that he's the king, but so he
He's
likes
the
the
king.
role of king. So he does not realize that I'm queen, and this is the case. So you, with the case of Cinderella, don't just think that I'm against Cinderella, but you should have the one and the same values. When you decide to get married, just your ideas should be mutual. You should have one and the same values, different opinions, but you should have the values. Just think that should be mutual. You can't disagree in this case, yeah.
Why do women have to fight for respect? I have indeed today I was talking with a friend and she was saying that just because she is a homemaker. So the husband is like, what are you doing the entire year? Just sitting at home. You're not doing anything much. But why do women have to fight for respect in a marriage or in a relationship? Why do men assume that they are weaker or they are dependent or whichever ways? Why don't we get respect as a gender?
I think it's just like it's just a role that she has to take in the future, and it doesn't really depend on how she is next to her husband, but how she stands as a personality in the palace herself. That would be like not just for Cinderella, but
In our country, girls are said that you should marry a person who is a male person who is economically established, and that is how you can be happy in life. Thank you everyone for sharing such great ideas, and it was a great session. And although Cinderella um, looked very normal, the story looked very normal and amazed us, but it was deep. Thank you very much everyone. Stay fine and see you next time.